game on.
Well, joining me right now is Dave Murray and Steve Harris from the band Iron Maiden. Guys, it's great to have you back in the province.
Hello.
Thank you.
Nice to be back.
Cheers.
Now, what's it like having Bruce and Adrian back in the band?
Yeah, it's great. It's working really well. It feels really natural. We're all a bit nervous about the first gig, but apart from that, it feels great.
Yeah, this sounds all right. It's just one shaking. Yeah, as soon as Bruce came down and started singing with the band, and Adrian as well, started playing, it was obvious that, that musically it was going to work. In fact, we actually made the decision before we actually played together, didn't we? We just got together, right, Bruce is going to join, Adrian's going to join, let's go down the pub.
Feeling a deja vu.
And that was it, yeah.
Now, you have 3 guitar players in the band. And I don't recall too many bands actually having 3 guitar players, besides maybe Leonard Skinner or someone like that. What's it like having the 3 guitars?
Well, it's nothing like that, really, but it's it just means that on some of the solos, you can double them up and, put one just in front of the other, so it's a good effect. And some of the earlier material where we did have 3 guitars on the album, we can actually do that now. It sounds really full, really good, heavier in fact.
Mm-hmm. We could incorporate the 3 guitar part harmonies, which is really good. I mean, sometimes we would have left the 3rd part off an album just because we couldn't recreate it live. So this time we're actually, we're doubling up. And some of the solos, actually, Yannick and Adrian are like playing, the same solos together, which is very good. So it's made it more interesting, and it's made it damn heavier, I can tell you.
Now, your latest album, I guess, is sort of a greatest hits compilation, Ed Hunter, which was actually chosen by fans. Now, was the songs pretty much what you were expecting to hear, or is there some that you weren't, or pretty much what you were?
I think there was some there that we weren't sure about. I mean, Iron Maiden was the one that had the most votes, which surprised me. I suppose you sort of take it for granted. It's been the set since, the year dot, really. So you sort of take it for granted. We didn't expect that one to be voted so highly, but there was a few that we couldn't put in, like a couple of the last album and stuff, or the album before that, a bit too medium pace for the game. And Sign Across was too long, that was quite high, so we couldn't put that in there. But it's a pretty fair representation of what they voted for, so, it's good, and that's what we're doing in the set, I mean, there's like 20 songs on the Ed Hunter CD-ROM, and so I think we're doing 18 out of 20 songs or something like that, based on that, set.
Now, when can we see a new album from the band, and what direction will that take?
Well, it won't be till next year, because we won't start recording till November. We've got shows in Europe, in September, right till beginning of October. As soon as we finish that, we'll start, doing some more writing and stuff for the new album, and we'll start recording beginning of November. And hopefully we have it out for May or June next year, and then go on a world tour, for like 8 or 9 months or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, this is like the Ed Hunter tour based on the computer game and everything that's out. And the stage set reflects that, but obviously, the stage set is huge that we're using. But then next year we'll have a new album, and everything will reflect around the new album with possibly an even bigger set than we've got at the moment,
Now, you mentioned the CD-ROM game, and you're one of the few, I guess, hard rock bands to embrace technology like you have. I think you're one of the first hard rock bands to release your music on CD. Certainly a long-form concert video. You're one of the first few bands to do that. How do you feel about people downloading your music for free, like through MP3 files on the internet? And people are actually now downloading videos as well. How do you feel about that?
I think it's great. I think that, obviously it's coming very close to the fact that, it's happening already, where you can actually download stuff from the net, like different songs and stuff like that. And I think we're going to, do various stuff like record live shows and put odd songs on the net that people can download and say, I was there 2 nights ago, I was there. I think that's really a good thing to have. And I think technology is great, if you can utilise it in the right way. I think it's good to be able to use all that stuff. And I mean, I for one love all that stuff anyway. I love getting on the net and messing around and whatever. So I think it's great, I think it's the way to go. It's what people are into, and it's what we're into, so. Yeah,
we totally embraced that whole thing on the internet. I mean, the Iron Maiden website is just jam-packed full of stuff. I mean, you can spend hours on there, and there's different areas to go to. So we were totally, trying to keep in the forefront and using, special effects on the website, and as well. So it's a case we want to keep up with it, and and so you can download stuff off of the website. We're fine. It's, I know obviously there's some sites out there sort of bootleg sort of vibe, but it's the bigger picture now. You've got the whole planet to go for.
Now, there's certainly a number of websites actually done by fans dedicated to the band. Last time I counted, it was over 30 anyway. But how do you feel about people doing that?
I think it's great. I think the fact that people spend the time and money to, just do that. I mean, obviously they're really hardcore fans, so I don't have a problem with it at all. I mean, some of the information is not quite 100% right some of the time, but you know, I mean, it's just you take that with it, you know. But you know, I think it's a compliment really. And some of the sites are actually really very good, you know. So it's interesting. It's interesting for us to go and see what other people are saying about us, you know.
Yeah, I get a lot of gossip on there, a lot of rumours, you know, which some may or may not be true. But it's great when you can have people, you know, North America talking to someone in Europe, you know, they can, it's like we have a little chat room on the Maiden website where once a week now we're going to be going in there and stepping in, talking to the fans. So that communication between the fans and each other and with the band it's great because you get to know, get a feel for what they want and what they're into, you know.
And what's amazing, someone could be in the audience tonight with a digital camera, take a picture, and the next morning it's in Japan, or actually an hour later.
Yeah, it's probably going to happen. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Exactly,
Yeah.
you've got to watch what you say now, haven't you?
Exactly.
Yeah. It'll be out before we finish this interview. You know, it's out already. You know.
We could send it all over the world. Is there any plans now of releasing, say, a box set someday of your material, some of your unreleased material, packaging it all together?
I don't know. I think there's still some live stuff we've got lying around. That's like stuff from the Reading Festival and all, you know, like in '80 and '82, stuff like that. We may do something with that. There's various tapes lying around as well, different live stuff over the years. We're kind of looking at that at the moment, so yeah, possibly.
Okay. Now, it's been said the 90s weren't exactly a great year for hard rock music. I mean, Halford left, Priest and Dickinson left you guys, your band. And I guess now a lot of teenagers are listening to bands like Everclear, Offspring, Marilyn Manson. How do you think you're going to attract more younger people to your music?
Well, I mean, in the rest of the world it hasn't really been a problem because, you know, we've still been selling the albums and doing the ticket sales, you know. But I suppose in Canada and North America, we, you know, even to a certain degree, the UK, we lost a lot of ground, and it's a challenge now to actually try and win them people back. So, but you know, we've been very lucky that we, you know, our career hasn't been revolved around, you know, North America, Canada, whatever. So, you know, we're very lucky, you know, just the fact that we've got our hardcore fans, and even over here, I mean, it's not dropped so to the point where we can't do shows, you know. We've still got a hardcore fan base, but, you know, it would be nice to try and get it back to where it was, you know.
Now, last time I checked, you've sold over 50 million albums worldwide, and you've done that with little or no airplay, radio airplay, certainly here in North America. What do you attribute that to, your success?
I don't know if I know the answer to that. I'll bottle it and sell it.
Yeah, really. I mean, I think we've probably toured more than most bands. I mean, the cycle would be every 18 months, you know, we'd do an album and maybe spend 10 months on the road. So we've done a lot of touring over the last 20 years, and maybe, you know, could attribute it to that. But a lot of it is word on the street, you know. The fan base has been loyal as well. You know, we've had a lot of hardcore supporters that are still there today, you know. And but yeah, there's a certain secret there that, you know, we can't tap into, you know.
I think the thing is as well, in the rest of the world, we've been picking up new young fans all the time. Most other countries is like, you know, really young fans very into it, the older people that have been into it for years. Whereas I think over here we've tended to sort of not really win over the new young fans, you know. I think the trends over here have been very different the last few years, and we've never exactly been very trendy anyway, but I really think it's affected us more here than anywhere else. You know, I mean, if you go to sort of parts of Europe, you know, there's fans that are sort of young as 12, 13-year-olds, you know, right, ranging up to, you know, sort of people in their 40s or whatever. But over here, I think, you know, the audience is that much older. We haven't seemed to have got through to the young fans, and that's what we need to do. Maybe the game will help to do that, I don't know. Because, you know, obviously PC game is something, you know, a lot of, well, all ages will play, but hopefully we might get across to some new people, because it's very difficult for us to get across to new people because we don't get played on the radio hardly at all. And, you know, obviously it's the touring that does it, but, you know, you can only go so far with it sometimes. And to have a PC game, I think we might actually be able to break through to some new different people, which would be nice.
Now, who do you listen to today for music?
Pretty much everything, really. You know, I still listen to the stuff that I grew up on, just when I bought the CDs, but I learnt everything from classical music, folk, rock, blues, anything really, yeah.
Okay.
You know.
Have you had a chance to spend much time in St. John this week?
Yeah, I've had a couple of days here, yeah, it's, you know, we haven't had a chance to get out too much because it's been raining most of the time, but it's like being at home, so it was all right.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it seems really nice. In actual fact, part of the port and stuff actually reminds me of a lot of Auckland in New Zealand. Just, you know, I've got family who live there and stuff, and I really like it. It's really nice. People are so friendly. It's just, It's really nice.
Yeah, we've been here for about 5 or 6 days, and we've been, you know, touring around the town and visiting various bars and stuff. And we've met, you know, it's people who are still sound very friendly, you know, very, you know, come up and very warm. So it gave us a great welcome. You know, it's a great way to spend the first part of the tour. Yeah.
Now, you're certainly known for your elaborate stage shows. Are we going to see a big production here tonight?
Yeah, it's pretty huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, is this your first show with Bruce and Adrian back in the band?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the first show with them back in the band. It's the first show with a new stage set. So we're pretty nervous.
It's a first for everything, for a lot of things tonight.
Well, I certainly wish you guys the best of luck tonight and the rest of the tour, certainly.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Bruce Murray, Steve Harris from the band Iron Maiden.
Cheers.